Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Highlander Platinum Hybrid in the color gray. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, we have the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 265 horsepower and 229 pound-foot of torque. Up front, you've got the LED headlights, customary daytime running lights, fog lights down below. Across the front bumper, you have these little round nodules. These guys are your front parking sensors. Up front, of course, you have the blue Toyota Hybrid logo. Underneath that is your front-facing camera. Onto the side here, there's 20-inch alloy wheels. Both your front doors, you also have the all-wheel drive badge. Side mirrors include integrated turn signals, blind spot monitoring, and then additional cameras and pub lamps underneath to contribute to the surround view camera effect. On both of your front handles, you'll find these two double lines. Talk about those guys a little more on your driver's side. Moving back, all your rear windows come with factory tinting, and up top you have silver roof rails. On the back of the unit, just like the front, you've got backup parking sensors going the whole way along, Highlander badge on the right-hand side, Platinum, as well as the hybrid badge itself on the right. Then underneath your rear logo is the backup camera. To open up your cargo space, reach underneath the logo and press the button, and it should automatically rise up for you. So of course, in the Highlanders, we have both second and third row seating. For your second row, you have the independent captain's chair style, meaning that there is no middle seat in between the two of those. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get up front there. For your third row, they have a 60-40 split on the left-hand side. Allows each one of these sides to function independently. The two captain's chairs can also function separately, of course, since they aren't combined to one another. Either way, in order to adjust any one of these four quadrants, you can do so by releasing the little handles you'll find on the top outside corners of the seats themselves. For your third row occupants, they have access to plenty of their own cup holder and storage spaces. Then across the back of the third row seating and the dedicated floor space, we have this Highlander branded rubber mat cargo liner. This guy has two functions. First off, helps to protect your vehicle from any damage from your cargo, also protecting the cargo from the vehicle in turn. Secondly, it helps to keep your space nice and clean. It's much easier to simply pick up and remove this out of your cargo space and either rinse or shake off any dirt or debris, rather than everything clinging to that little carpeted interior that most vehicles have back here. Then you'll also find on the left that we have the Highlander carpeted mats in their factory packaging. These guys can be installed instead. Currently we have the Highlander rubber mats installed, and you'll get a good glimpse of that when we get up front in just a second. Now, in the back here on the left-hand side, you'll find we have the AC 120-volt charger port. We also have one of the JBL speakers. You have this premium JBL speaker sound system all throughout this unit. Then, on the right-hand side, behind this little false wall is where you're able to access your battery should you need to change it or charge it. If you're looking for your tire kit, look underneath of the little cargo mat. You'll find this little strap. Lift up the false floor, and everything you need will be stored right underneath. You can see your tools on the left. There's this little porthole on the right, and through that you can access the tire. You can see some of that writing in orange back there. That has full details on how to go about removing the spare itself. Across the back, we also have the interior cargo cover stretched back there. That guy installs up front in the little porthole on either side back here. It will stretch across your rear space and can extend outwards, locking into the hooks on either side, and it will help keep private any goods you keep stored in your rear space so that nobody can look in through your windows and see what you've got in the back, of course, there. And as you can see, there is dedicated storage space underneath of the floorboards. One of the reasons this is so nice to have is that sometimes you aren't always planning on having anybody sitting in your third row seats. You might have your interior cargo cover up, but then you have extra guests coming in. You need to take that cargo cover down, but you've already got stuff that needs to go in the back here. There's no room for it to go in. So instead of having to awkwardly place it around inside the vehicle, there is a dedicated space underneath the floorboards to keep it out of your way, and it makes it nice and easy to put it away and take it out when you need it again. Now, to close up the space back here, there is the optional kick sensor. You can reach up to the handle on the right-hand side, or just press the electronic button there, and it should automatically close for you. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. So inside here, your interior upholstery is the black soft-tex leatherette. It has a black stitching and this slight, almost a diamond-like print. There's a bit more of a quilted texture up front that we'll see on the seats there. As we said, in between here there is no middle seat, meaning that you have independent captain's chairs. Instead, you have dedicated cup holder and storage spaces down below instead. If you're looking for the armrests, you have them built into the seats. These can easily be flipped up and away if you want to be using them. There's also built-in inside of the door itself. Now, looking up overhead, there is a panoramic moonroof inside for everybody to enjoy. Then on the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, you've got pouch storage. Back of the console is where you have access to your third zone air conditioning control panel. This allows for your second and third row occupants to access their own fan speed, mode, as well as temperature. And for the second row, they have 3 levels of heated seat controls. This can be controlled from up front. We'll look at that in a second when we get there. Down below, you have all of your charger ports. And as mentioned earlier, you've got the Highlander rubber mats installed inside the vehicle right now. Lastly, on the side of the seats here is where you have some adjustments for them. So there are little diagrams on each one of these showing you what they do, but to sum it up, it allows you to get quick and easy access to your third row seats, or allows you to make adjustments for any sort of cargo need. As we said, it is shown on the handles which ones have which functions. Now inside your door here, you have plenty of storage space. We've got your power window control. Get our first look at this glossy wood grain trim, and you have a built-in sunshade. This guy unhooks, rolls all the way up top here, and then clicks in, helping to keep the sun out of everybody's eyes without impeding on their view, and of course can just as easily unhook, roll all the way back down, and goes completely flush in with the door frame. Now back again to these 2 double lines. These guys indicate keyless entry, so if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand here or inside here to lock and unlock your unit. Inside, next to your handle, is your memory seat settings for up to 2 drivers. Now below, you've got power windows for front and back, window lock, power lock system, and your side mirror controls. On the left here, this allows your side mirrors to fold in flat with the body of your unit. You can keep it set to A for automatic, then they'll fold and unfold if you lock and unlock using your key fob. Otherwise, you can make adjustments manually at any point in time using that little panel itself. Inside, we have electronically adjustable seating, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support, then hood and gas release on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. On top of that, got a little storage cubby. Then you have access to the controls for your automatic headlamps. You've got surround view cameras, so if you give that guy a press, you'll find that your infotainment turns to this full surround view look. You can change your perspective at any point in time to get higher or lower from your vehicle, and even pause it in order to keep looking in whatever direction it's currently facing. There's more adjustments available for this in the bottom left-hand corner. To get rid of it, you can press that same button we just did, or press the X in the top left-hand corner. Next to that, you have the control for that rear AC 120 volt power, then heated steering wheel and power trunk release. Up top is your odometer trip and the dash brightness. Looking at the steering wheel itself, it is black leather with black stitching. Left side, controls for your dash display, hands-free communication, and your volume control. On the right, radio controls on the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, including sonar and lane departure. Now, if you look on top of your dash, you'll find this little cutout right up here. Look straight forward and you'll find some metrics being displayed. This is the built-in heads-up display. This guy's really great because it allows you to keep your eyes on the road while also knowing some of your really important metrics, such as having your speedometer, your compass, or any of your power usage through the eco or power settings. So this guy's really great. Once you have it in your vehicle, it's really hard to go back to driving without it. And then, of course, in the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now, you're looking at the optional navigation. If you want to use this, you can do so by connecting through Toyota connected services. Then you have your audio listening, AM, FM, satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout. Then phone connectivity via Bluetooth. You've got your climate display in here, so you have it for the front, rear, and additional options, your Eco Heat Cool setting and rear windshield de-icer. Then you have trip info, and lastly is your energy flow. So you may have seen this with some of the other Toyota hybrid vehicles. This guy shows you in real time as different components communicate with each other. Of course, right now we're not out on the road moving around and using the regenerative braking technology, so the amount of images being shown on here is going to be a little bit limited, But this is really cool to keep your eyes on when you're on the road and you're using all of those different hybrid technology advances. You even have this little scale right here, which will help you keep an eye on exactly how much charge the hybrid battery itself has. All the way at the bottom there is all of your general settings. Everything from personal profile, Bluetooth info, Wi-Fi, display, sound media, dealer info, security, apps, etc. Volume control is on the bottom right-hand corner. Underneath is the climate control center. So for dual climate control up front, this means that the driver and front passenger can either have temperatures synced, or you can turn off your syncing, allowing them to function independently. You also have controls for the rear, as we saw, so you can have it turning on and off. You can separately control it. You can also have your syncing set so that it syncs alongside your second, or rather your front and your second row seating can both be synced up. And then on the left, controls for the defrost for front, rear windshield, and side mirrors. You also have defrost for your rear windshield wiper blade. This guy's really useful here in cold Canadian winters. You get up in the morning and you want to go wipe some of the snow off of your vehicle, but your rear windshield isn't wiping because it's frozen in spot. Pop that guy on and it will be moving itself loose in just a matter of a couple minutes. Now on either side, you'll find that you have 3 levels for heated and cooled seats. You've got the orange for the heat and green for the cool. Then underneath, you have 4 ways and push start ignition. Storage space goes the whole way across your front dash area. You've got that little divider about halfway through, which helps to make sure that if you have an item on one side, it's not going to accidentally slip slide all the way down to the other. On the left, nearest to the driver, you also have this wireless charging pad. You can see little bumpers along the sides and back of it. You also have this built-in tray design, which means anything put in here is going to be nice and secure. And you still have a clear line of sight to it for any notifications coming in and out, and you don't have to worry about having any charging cords in your vehicle ever again. Though, of course, if that is your preference, you still have them available to you right underneath here, including 12-volt adapter. You've got a little storage cubby here on the left-hand side. Then you've got your cup holders and gear shift driving modes. So this includes Eco, Normal, and Sport. Parking brake, parking hold, traction control, EV, and trail. More of this glossy wood grain trim in the center. Then you have the console space. This guy slides open. You've got this little moving tray up top here, can slide back and forth. Deeper storage inside, and another 12-volt adapter down in the bottom. On the right-hand side, down below, you've got a lockable glove box. Up overhead on the rearview mirror, 1, 2, and 3 dots. These guys are garage door openers. Right now you have normal reflective rearview mirror, but if you flip your switch, it will turn to a camera view instead. The reason this is such a nice feature to have inside your vehicle is that this, of course, is meant for keeping an eye on traffic, but sometimes when we're driving, we have either people or items that are blocking the view behind us or being a distraction. Well, you can just jump straight over top of those distractions and flip to the camera view to keep an eye on traffic behind yourself. That may leave you wondering, well, how am I going to keep an eye on the occupants in the back seat? There's a solution for that as well. Inside of your sunglasses holder, we have this reflective surface, which is specifically made to give you that rounded, almost fish-eye-like view of your second and third row occupants. This way you can make sure you always have one eye on the road and always have one eye on the passengers inside. Then up top here, of course, you've got your interior lighting, you've got the SOS button, and the controls there for that panoramic moonroof. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Highlander Platinum Hybrid in the color gray. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.